Oh. Hello, COGGers! Welcome to our first ever Let's Play that we are getting to do together.
Hey, everybody.
Now, I am going to do a little bit of a disclaimer here. This is the first time we have ever done anything like this before. And there's a lot of technology that goes into doing this. If you've never done a stream setup before, major props to people who do it, because holy cow, this is bonkers, all of the stuff that is going on to make this happen. So, that being said, actually, speaking of technical difficulties, I just found something I need to do real quick. So, hold up. And... okay, I think wait. Yeah, okay, we're good. All right, so if you're on the chat, wave hello, say hi. All right, so we put a question to all of you, which was... so basically, the idea behind what we're trying to do here is we know that you all love games, and we all love games, and we all love games together, both the playing of and the making of. So what we're trying to do here is we're just going to pick up a game, and we're going to play a little bit of it, and we're going to talk about it from all kinds of design perspectives. We're talking about it from game design and mechanics. We're going to talk about it from artistic endeavors and just a general walkthrough of different pieces and parts. So we came up with a short list of just 4 games that we threw out to you, and we got some great feedback, great votes. Thank you all for doing that. There will be more polls, probably questions as to games that you would like to see us play and talk about. Some of you may also be interested in showing up here with us on the stream and having discussions about games, maybe your game. There's lots of ideas we're thinking of and all kinds of things. And normally, obviously, we would be doing our time together as a prototype and play event. And so we want to be able to facilitate ways for y'all to be able to take your games and show people what you're working on and get some feedback on it, which is, more complicated these days, but we would love to still be able to facilitate that. So if you've got ideas for games that you really love the design of and you want to have us, all get together and play it and talk about it, or you have games that you really hate the design of and we want to talk about why it doesn't work and all of that sort of thing, that's great too. Or we want to talk about your game and talk about how you've accomplished what you've accomplished and what you're really excited about and what you want to do next and that kind of a thing. We'd love to do all kinds of that stuff. So all of that forthcoming. For today, we are going to turn our attention to a game called The Pedestrian. I did not do as much research on all of the folks who were behind creating this game as I should have, but I believe Wes and Scott know quite a bit more about that crew. So if you guys want to give the game a brief intro, and eventually I'm going to get title cards up here so we can actually see game, release date, developer, that kind of a thing. Didn't happen today. Sorry about that. But we'll let you guys talk a little bit because you know more about it than I do.
Sure. So we've known the team from Skookum Arts for a long time. They've come to COGG quite a few times. A lot of you probably know them, which is probably why a lot of you probably voted for them tonight. So the Pedestrian is a kind of really unique game about moving through basically different types of traffic signs as a little character. And the team has actually used our COGG group through Prototype and Play, and actually we've seen them through GDEX, which is our Game Developer Expo at the end of the year in Ohio, and use that a lot for their testing. And I will have to say that part of what you see polished today is in part, I think, a great example of what COGG and folks like you are testing this game all the time and giving feedback can really attest to, polishing a game up can do. So thank you guys for taking the time. It's been, I forget how many years they've been in development, 4 or 6 years. Long time.
I think it's 4 or more. Yeah.
Really? Yeah, it's been a long time for sure. And they actually had the ability to, because of their Kickstarter funding and because of a lot of the exposure, they were able to work on it part-time, if not full-time, most of the time on that game, and especially like polishing it up at the end. So, yeah, I mean, in some instance, it's just a really cool game, a lot of really cool people. If you haven't checked them out, I know that a lot of YouTubers have checked it out already. Jacksepticeye has checked them out. Markiplier has checked them out. So we're not the first to kind of do this. But, yeah. So, and I think they might actually be in the chat channel. I gave them a little heads up that they were doing this tonight. And
I
they
hope
replied
so.
like,
That'd be
yeah.
great.
Yeah, so they may show up. If you guys do, just let us know. Say hi in the chat channel, and I'm sure if people have questions, they'd love to know. And we'll answer them the best we can. We may not know to heart, but at the very least, the big thing tonight for the Let's Play is just going in and talking about the game straight out, right? So if you're like, hey, that was kind of neat, like my thoughts in terms of the design on this was kind of neat because of this, or what are your thoughts on how they could have approached this differently? Kind of doing like a final polish on what they've already been creating. So, but yeah, should be a lot of fun. And then if you see stuff like, Caleb said he's kind of new to this. He said, if you see him getting stuck, you can let us know, like maybe what you think we can do to get it unstuck. So we're relying on you guys heavily.
Yes,
so,
heavily.
Yeah.
And also, please feel free, if you have questions or your own thoughts or comments, leave them in the chat channel. We're monitoring. All three of us have an eye on it, and we'd love to interact with you as much as possible. I'm sure that there is bit... Oh, go ahead. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I think we're about to say the exact
same
thing.
Yes.
So that's cool. I have my ear on the YouTube audio and just wanted to let everybody know that there is a 5 to 10 second delay. So if you ask something or if you hear us commenting on something that's like off, like I've already done it once or twice in the chat. I chatted before our audio came through. Just wanted to give you guys a heads up on that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, we've tried to, as much as possible, set it up so that the stream has this less delay as possible. We were testing it on Wednesday, and we had like a 20 to 30 second delay. Obviously not ideal at all, but I think we've got it down to like 5 to 10 seconds, which is great. So with all of that said, I think we're about ready to jump into our game here. So
let's do it.
All right. Are you all ready for a fancy transition? Ooh, fancy.
Nice.
Yeah, and my chroma key is totally...
I think we should get paid to do this.
Yeah, paid to... So, also, word to the wise, if you are in front of a green screen, I don't recommend wearing light blue, because chroma keying is an art form, and it doesn't work really well with blue. So, yeah. All right, so we're going to go into the game here. This is the right controller? Yes, I hope so. Let's see. Maybe. Well, all right then. I was hoping to not have any clacky keyboard going.
While he's getting that set up, it was. I'm really excited about this game because the COGGers guys have been working with us for a while. They've been coming to prototype and play for a while. It was a lot of fun to see the development of this game, and they've put a lot of really nice polish in this game. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. It's definitely worth it. Support them. It's a fantastic game. If you like puzzle games, it's great. If you like platformers, we're going to have a lot of fun tonight. And see that progression of the play testing going from concept to publication. It was a lot of fun. I'm really proud of these guys. They deserve all the success that they get from it. All right, we're loading up.
I thought maybe restarting the game would get my controller going.
Uh-oh.
We'll see. Oh, there it is. Alrighty. Alright. So we are currently a dot. It's a nice, very basic introduction. And actually, I really want you to think about this. So we've got just a dot and just an arrow. And that's it. Nothing else. That's all we've got. It's a nice, basic, simple introduction. And there is a wall to the left. So can only go one direction.
Can't go that way.
All right. So now we've got pick which character you want. I did this earlier. That wall to the left is still there. All right. Alrighty. So this is something Scott noted earlier. If you look around on the map in the background, you can see all of these shapes with the interconnected spaces and dots and that sort of thing. This is actually the game, like in a nutshell, splayed out right in front of you, right up front before you get into it all, which is super cool. It's just if you hadn't played the game at all, you might just walk right past this without having any idea that this had anything to do with the game. This is actually like the design right here for you. Super cool.
Yep.
And so this introduces us to the next basic like core element of what the game does is you get to the edge of a sign of some kind and you walk through a door and then you end up in another sign. Some of these signs you can actually find yourself going back and forth. Notice going backwards ends up in a different location than where you were before. So it kind of locks you out of going backwards. You can't just go backwards the entire game. It does have a little bit of limitation there. All right, moving forward. All right. Now, if you were just, like, we figured out we're going right, you're going right, you're going right, wham! You can't go right anymore. And so it just locks you into a static frame here, and you're like, man, what just happened? What do I do? What do I do? So, Scott, what do you think? What should I do?
You should click on things.
Click on. That's a good idea. Do you see any visual cues?
Actually, I cannot see a visual cue because my stream is not working that well right now.
Oh no. Well, fair enough then.
Yeah, let's see.
I was gonna say, you're asking the wrong guy.
All right,
I'd love to help you out.
You were very good at faking it for a minute there. You played very well. Thank you. As I said, technology. It's a bit wonky.
When in doubt, you click things and you hit buttons, right?
All right. So you get to the screen, and there's only one thing that's really flashing a lot, and that is in the top left-hand corner. You see the monitor flashing with the controller and the keyboard. Bright red and orange colors, very clearly identifying for you that, hey, if you just ran into the wall and you're stuck and you have no idea what to do, there's a really good hint here for what you need to do next. So either the F key or the Y key, if you are using an Xbox controller, as I am, will get you through the door. So let's try that Y button. Oh, well, that's interesting. That didn't do what we thought it was going to do. It didn't open the door. Oh, okay. So now we got that same monitor, which is working for us, to tell us what the next thing is. So we see there are these two half-circle points of contact, and it's saying, all right, draw a line between the two. And this is actually really neat. So as soon as you have the two close to each other, close enough that the hot point is actually detecting them, then that door pops open. Indicating that connection is really good. So you've got all kinds of visual cues going on here. You have, oh no, is it really lagging badly?
Yeah,
that's unfortunate.
I was wondering if it was just me.
I think that we might have to finagle with the live feed for a sec to see if we can get that working.
All right.
So.
All right. Thanks for the feedback, guys.
Yes, thank you for letting us know. Let's see.
We'll try and get that fixed in a second.
Yeah, because it's well, it's hard to tell because we're streaming a lot on the back end too, but for the most part, yeah, it's pretty much frozen. And I wonder what's causing that in some instances, because I know that we had a couple of testings and it seemed to be fine, but you know, it is what it is. This is our kind of first finagles of kind of getting this to work.
We might also be.
Just as,
oh, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna do a couple quick announcements.
Okay. Well, I was going to say it might also be that we're doing this on a Friday night when the entire world is stuck at home.
Well, yeah, maybe. I mean, my bandwidth right now is fine. I don't know what yours is.
Yeah. Tell you what. Let's see. I can't play with the stream without ending it because everything's locked up.
Yeah, don't end it.
Yeah, that would
So
be
something that I would say is, maybe we can take a look at the live feed and see if we can do anything there. I wonder if I can even take a look where that's at. But just a couple announcements for you guys as we're kind of like getting this kind of worked out. You guys may have already seen it, but we've been updating our meetup events on the COGG.com or whatnot. Because a lot of you are asking, like, hey, is this going to actually be in person or not? Like, well, obviously it's not going to be in person for a little bit. We're still not sanctioned to meet in person, and even if we we're going to try to take meeting in groups, large groups, an easy increase as we would normally a business or whatnot. So right now, we've got our event here. So our main event is for Prototype and Play is going to be a Let's Play for now. Next month, hopefully, we're looking for something that's a little bit more like Prototype and Play, where maybe we might invite some of you guys. Obviously, we're trying this out so that we can get experience and have you guys work and do your own thing too. So that's still in the works. We talked about things like maybe having channels on Discord where people can kind of jump in and out of, and they can showcase their own game and people can kind of watch, or something like a multiplayer people can kind of join or whatnot. So we're still working out some of the kinks in terms of that and what that might entail. Be on the lookout for that. So if you were here at the end of April, we did have our game dev meetup, which was just Caleb doing a little shout out for like a Mega Man game design concept. So that's kind of what we had for April. We're going to continue to do that through a live stream. So that was actually working out pretty well. And we're going to do that for May and June as well. So at least through May and June, we'll see how July turns out. It's all going to be online. And periodically throughout the months, we'll be going through and just kind of making sure that you guys are involved, if there's things coming up that you guys are aware. So please do keep in check with our Discord. So we'll send that out if you're not in there already. Definitely do check us out. And yeah, definitely, as they say, like and subscribe to our channel. The big one that we're trying to push out right now, I know, is like kind of an echo from everybody on YouTube. But the big one right now we're trying to do is get like 100 subscribers. And what that does is allow us to have a unique name on YouTube, so it's not just a bunch of random letters and numbers. So once we get that, we can actually change the name to like the COGG or whatnot, some other username. And so that'll be a lot easier for people to kind of like look into and type in, right? So so that's something that we're working on as well. We still are working on the website. So there's a lot of different aspects of that where we're integrating things like calendar events, resources for you guys, because a lot of you folks asked for things like, hey, who's, what are some schools I can go to for game development, or like what are some events that I can go to? So that'll all be streamlined there, as well as any information that anybody that's new or old would, maybe appreciate to have. So there's a lot of stuff kind of working on the back end. We do have the domain, and obviously, and then we do have the service that we're going to be using for that. So more will come up as soon as we can get that more fleshed out, and we'll release that as a big thing like we did with Discord and YouTube Live and whatnot. So keep on the lookout for that. Things like events coming up. I can't announce anything yet, but there are some exciting things coming up for GDEX. So be aware of some announcements coming up. We are still playing it by ear in terms of how things are going with, COVID and whatnot. But the big thing is, we are starting to look on a decline for a lot of things, so we're hopeful. But the big thing is just keep on the networks with GDEX. We'll keep you guys posted on how things turn out. But there are some exciting things being planned. Like, we're always doing stuff in the background for that. So, just a kind of a little bit of a notes on Discord. One of the things that we're trying to do with like prototype and plays is if you have a game that you want to like show off, please do post it in the share games. Mainly because there's a lot of like information for people to like look through like week to week, and people can kind of play new stuff and get feedback. So that's kind of a neat way to kind of like get your game out there and showcase it to folks. And we are like growing. So there's a lot of different folks kind of coming in and out. So definitely keep on the lookout for that. But for the most part, just keep posted. And if there's things that you guys are looking forward to that you'd like to add to the channel, again, we've kept it kind of like really small and unique in a sense, so that like you guys can add what you want on there. That's why we added polls as a way for you guys to like vote on things. And if you want to vote on something, just let us know. We'll be happy to help. Feel free to use the voice channels if you need things like a way to talk to somebody, and whether audio or video or both, and you can share screens and you can like help each other out if you get stuck on something in Unity or have a programming or art question. It's a great way to do that. So definitely keep kind of posted in there. So but yeah, so that's kind of most of that in the nutshell. Let me see if there's anything else I'm kind of missing of stuff kind of coming up. I don't know. I did notice that. Yeah. I think for the most part, we've been kind of catching a couple of you guys in the Discord channel. A lot of you are new, which is kind of neat because sometimes we become such a specific venue on site. This has kind of kicked us in a different direction, and a lot of you that maybe aren't able to always go to our venues on location have now been able to show up, so that's kind of pretty neat. So but yeah, so looks like got Caleb at least loading the game back in.
Oh no, that's
Do you have any?
That's like forever ago.
Oh, I know. Well, and it's still. I mean, it might be just my stream.
Yeah.
Behind a little bit. I wonder if there's a way to kind of look at the live channel.
Yeah, I think this is. I'm really gonna need to like.
So a couple things. We had one suggestion in the chat of turning off our individual videos. I can't remember exactly how you got this set up, Caleb.
Oh yeah,
turning off our individual videos to see if we can focus your bandwidth only to the Pedestrian.
Yeah, so actually the bandwidth isn't really the problem. I've been doing some testing of that, and it looks like all of the bandwidth is fine. I'm not hitting my maxes on that at all. I think I had too many things open, and my computer got a little bit overburdened.
Oh
no. I probably should have made sure that this was like my computer was shut down and then re-brought up, but I instead had put it into hibernate before, which probably got me into trouble.
Okay.
Ideally, I should restart my computer. But
we can't do that.
We can. I mean, if we really need to, we'll keep looking around. But yeah, it says not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming, such as such views. So we've got that part.
Well, if I stop the stream from OBS, will it stop on YouTube, or will it keep running on YouTube until we come back?
It'll stop. If you stop on OBS, it'll stop the stream.
Okay.
because it won't have any way to stream what you're working on. But I don't know. That's a good question.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that it will, because that's the way that it allows you to start the stream, is once it sees the stream is occurring.
Yeah.
It will kill it. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So what we can do is, while you're working on that, I could start a new one.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only thing I can think of right now.
Or how? Yeah. All right. Suggestion.
Are you guys okay if we start a new stream? Want to try this again?
We've
On the chat
lost a
channel?
bunch of people, so we're only at 8 viewers at this point.
Yeah, that's fine. We're gonna try to do that, and what I'll do is I'll post the new stream in the
All right.
comments.
Okay.
So before you kind of cut down, let me get that working.
Okay. Well, don't start a new stream though yet, because I'll need to connect to it. I don't think I can overwrite if you start streaming something.
No, I'm not gonna start it. I'm just gonna create it.
Okay. So we good
So that
to stop
you
this
have it
one?
ready.
So
to go.
yeah. All
Yeah,
right, so hey,
That's fine.
yep. All right, so everybody, we're going to take a 5 to 10 minute fix break. We will post all of the new information for you on where the next stream will be. That'll be coming from Wes, I do believe, to Discord and any other channel that we can get to. Apologize about this, but bear with us. We'll be right back.
Stream. Will this just go back to it?
We can try it. We can let everybody know that it's actually, even if you just post the link again to Discord,
Hey, hold
they'll
on a
click
second.
on it.
I think we're back.
Yeah, it worked. It totally worked.
It totally
And your
still is
video is-
working.
Your video is smooth.
Well, I haven't tried it with the game running yet.
Right. Yeah, it's still smooth.
Okay. Oh.
Todd reports it's working.
Okay. Thanks. The big question here is, if I open Steam and run the game, is it gonna kill my CPU?
I like the game of black screen.
Right. All right, let's keep an eye on that.
I got to hear that joke twice.
I'm glad we can make ourselves laugh.
Yeah, if you mess up, you get to hear it twice. That's the joy of posting in the channel, because I get to hear it live and I get to hear it with you fine fellows.
Okay, there should be video now, or game
Yeah, I see
now.
it loading. Loading.
How is the the frame rate? Are we doing any better? Anything improving?
Much. We're doing much better.
It seems to be okay. It says stream is healthy.
It does say excellent connection, stream is healthy. I think we got something a little better going on.
Yep. So I think we're
Yeah, I
about...
can
I can
see
actually
it,
see
and
the
it's
intro
good.
animation, so that's good.
Yeah, it's you're doing great. You're doing great. We're back in business.
Oh boy. That was
right, so
that was pretty rough.
We are another 5 to 10 seconds behind, just FYI. But I think we're good to go. We can jump in where we were.
Okay. All right. Hey y'all.
We can never go back.
Welcome back.
We don't want to. Let's own that. We
All
meant
right.
to do it.
We meant to do that. Okay. All right. Well,
How is that practical joke, guys?
yeah.
It'll be
No.
funny later.
It'll be funny later.
I don't know if I'll be able to laugh about it, but here we go. Okay, so let's talk about what I was talking about before. Let's start over from the very beginning. So, we come to the pedestrian as a dot and an arrow. So, hopefully, this is all coming through great now. So, in the age-old tradition of platformers, always go left first. So we go left. And that's when we find ourselves against a wall. Nice, clever design. That's a nice bounce. Anyway. So we've got left and right and an arrow. So we have our traditional signpost displays, pick our character, and we are off. All right, so let's take a moment and appreciate this. You've all already heard me talk about it before, but this is our really lovely opening shot of the pedestrian, giving us that snapshot of the coming game mechanic, the one that we're all going to get to enjoy for a minute. And
it is a really cool. This whole thing, this board is a really cool Easter egg.
It's wonderful.
It's really,
it's
really cool.
It really makes me curious to, like, if I should snap a shot of this, like snap a picture of it and be like, oh, is this a solution to a puzzle later on? This could be very, very helpful. Oh, fun fact.
Like it, doesn't it?
Todd says that the early versions of the game did not have this wall here. So very cool. So let's go ahead and move on through the door. Now, I did note earlier that we can go back through the door and we end up in a different part of the board. So periodically the game does this where you can actually go forward and backwards through a lot of the levels, but occasionally one of the levels sort of cuts you off so you can't go back any farther. And this is one of those situations where it's kind of...
Sorry to interrupt. I can't help to think that is like a really cool teaching the player how to play without telling them how to play kind of thing.
Absolutely.
Like if they try to walk back, we're in a different world now, right?
Yeah.
You're on that little piece of paper, but you're not on a sign, but you're not back in the board. So we can see the progression of things. It's kind of cool. They did a really good job.
They did a really good job. And actually, even just like standing here looking at the animations for that guy, he is always moving. He's always active. There's always something happening in that character. It's a very, very energetic character. So you there's a lot of movement. I mean, obviously, like this game is moving from left to right, like, you know, kind of a traditional platformer,
right.
But it has that really effective movement feeling to it. All right, so on our middle door here, and this is the part that was really fun. So we come up, and we're just going to keep going. Okay, we've learned how to run right, and whammo, right into that door. Okay, so we can't do anything at this point. You know, we're player, okay, what do I do? Now, Scott, what should we do?
Well, I would say, let's see, we've got... I'm waiting for it to catch up. Okay.
Oh yeah, because you're seeing the delayed one.
Well,
Sorry.
I would push either F or the button that is flashing on the computer screen in the upper left.
Yes, I think this is a phenomenal way to
it is kind of cool.
To like inject this world's tutorial into the setting, because this sort of, you know, CRT screen that shows up all over throughout the game, like if you hit escape, the menu is that screen, and there's one of these screens like everywhere, and as soon as you hit escape, it just warps you to that screen for the menu controls. And so using this as this sort of consistent mechanic telling you how to play the game as you go through is really clever. It's got bright, quick, flashing animations. Everything else in the scene is static or very slow, kind of soft moving. You get the soft, you know, shadows in the background. And so if you hit that wall and everything stops and you're like, what's going on? What do I do? Oh my gosh, there's something flashing in my peripheral. Wait, that's what I need to do right there. So you push F. Now I did this earlier where I pushed F and like, the door opens. But it doesn't. It actually puts you into the core mechanic of the pedestrian. And so we've got a box here, and we got this little guy. And the iconography here, we got to take a moment to appreciate the iconography, because what we have going on here is, you know, we've got box, starts with a half circle line that connects it, goes into a full circle, And then we look over here, we got box, we got half circle, and this nice like line indicator. And you can even like kind of compare the both of our, even though the icons are slightly different with the hand icon, that's the mouse, and the hand icon on the television, there's still a lot of similarity going on there. So like, okay, let's go ahead, let's click on it. Okay, so a couple of things happen as soon as we click on it, and I think there's a couple really neat things. One, as soon as you click on it, it turns into a big circle. So it immediately, as soon as you click on it, you've got a visual response telling you that something significant has happened. All right, so now that half circle is now following you. It's also increased in size, and as soon as you start pulling away from it, it starts drawing that line, and that line pops out. And you've got two states for that line. You've got this solid, and you've got this dotted. So you know that there's kind of two states going on here. And what you'll find out to discover is that the direction of the half circle tells you the direction that you can connect things. So if you're going behind that, that line, then you're not allowed to connect anything to it. As soon as you get on the other side of it, then you can actually start connecting things. All right, so now we actually want to bring it in to land it on the other connector. And you've got two connectors here, so there's no question as to what you need to do. It's both of the half circles are opposite of each other. So as soon as you move this in, you got a whole bunch of stuff that happens right here too. So the point to connect it to becomes the same size as well, and those doors pop open. And that pop is really fast. If you actually look at it, you can compare the pop. You can see the pop. The open is immediate, and when you pull it back, the close is a little bit softer. But it's two slightly different bits. So that pop, you get that immediate visual indication that something is correct here. There's some kind of connection. And both doors open, so you know that the connection point is between the two of them. And then when you let go of it, boom. Now the circles have reduced in size again, the line is solid and connected, the doors stay open. So there's a whole bunch of really excellent visual cues that are showing you how to play the game and giving you visual feedback that you've done something correctly. Now you can also break it as well. You can break it from either side. And the same effect is true no matter which direction you come from. So I just want to take a minute and take a look at that, because that is some really excellent showing, not telling going on. I mean, the telling
yes, it is.
There's a little bit of telling going on with like the button in the top, but it's so integrated into the environment around. It's very, very well done. So I have to give them.
And they spent, you got to give them props for it. They also spent a long time perfecting this. They went from having different icons for the start and end drags. It used to be just like one straight static line. Then if you like stretch it out, that line gets thinner, indicating that you're going farther. And I think there's like a maximum stretch point. The amount of stuff that they did just to perfect this little bit, and the play testing again and again and again is kind of a testimony to good design.
Oh yeah, watch that.
They did a really good job.
Yeah, I hadn't noticed that yet. So as you stretch it, that line gets thinner and thinner.
Gets thinner.
That's excellent. I hadn't picked up on that yet.
Yep.
Now I did just notice. Go ahead.
I think what they did was like they tried to make it so it looks unnaturally thin when it gets to its maximum point, and that thickness they spent a long time trying to get perfected. Just the little things into just this part. We're not even playing the game yet. The little things into this are just make me giddy.
It's so
stuff.
good. Yeah, excellent.
Yeah.
So I just noticed another thing too. So right now we have that screen where it's showing the connectors. You grab the connector, you drop the connector, and as soon as you make that connection, the screen goes back to showing the F key, because that's how you get out and go back to the previous mode. And so as soon as that, but if you break that, if you go back to the way it was, it flips it back. And so it just that, again, subtly indicating to you what the next move is. So we spent a lot of time on that, but really, really good design going on right there. So like absolutely.
Now let's
cool.
play.
Let's actually play. All right, so we can move through here. One other thing. As you go through the door, these little chevrons show up next to the door. We'll come back to the chevrons, so let's keep going. Enjoy that nice background scenery. Some of the stuff in the background is great. Wes has a favorite that he can point out later on. All right, so we've gotten to a door. All right, here's a ledge, and boom.
What are you talking about, Caleb? I don't know yet.
All right, so now we're stuck. Okay, we learned how to go left and right. Okay, now all right, we got a space bar. We got another button. Same kind of thing. A lot of that subtle communication. By this point, the player has already become accustomed to the way that you're introducing the tutorial mechanics. So okay, let's jump. All right, let's move on.
And just to kind of, people are kind of trying to figure out the base of this game. This is a Unity game, right? Like, I think I remember seeing that in the intro.
I do believe it is.
So if you're like, hey, you can't build like really high quality looking games, like the lighting in this is one of the things they really worked on, and it really does show. Yeah. So like the level design in this is just awesome. They're putting like Easter eggs in here all the time. So if you see something, like, shout out to us, because obviously we haven't played this a whole lot, but if you see something like, oh, that's kind of cool, let us know, because here's Easter eggs like galore in this game.
Oh, the pipe drifts. That is amazing. Sorry, just really enjoying the... Oh, and here we got a title card. Right here. Here's our title card. I was talking earlier about how there wasn't much of a title card at the beginning, but it's right here. Excellent. I love it. And the music came in. All right, let's move on. All right. Here we have arrived. Okay. And if you haven't picked up yet, there are these post-it notes that start showing up, indicating to you when you have reached one of the puzzle sections of the game. Okay, so we got another closed door, and we got a puzzle section. We got 3 signs. Okay, we know we're supposed to push the F key, so okay, let's back out. Oh, here we go. Another nice tutorial section. And so, okay, we've added something. We can now click and drag. Actually, we're covering up that slightly with our faces, but it's showing you can start moving and dragging these guys around. Okay, great. So now we have to start making choices.
And also a note on the subtlety: the pieces of paper, or the puzzle cards that you could not move were pieces of paper, and they were pinned to the corkboard.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of driving that home.
So now we got some connectors. We got our nice little pop open door effects going on, just like before. Okay, so we've made our connections. We can now see there's going that way, coming back. All right, let's move forward. Now let's pay attention to these chevrons as we go back. So as we walk into this one and out this one, we've got some chevrons that have interacted. Let's go back for a second. Those chevrons now correspond to this line, and this line now has bars just like the chevrons, indicating that this has been utilized. So when we're in the middle of a puzzle, we can actually leave the puzzle, go back to the overmap, and we can modify the connections. But if we modify a connection that already exists, and we break that, oh wow, look at that. That is amazing. Yep. So we got a little shaking going on. We've got the guy flashing red. This is basically the world is about to end here, and then you let go, and it completely resets everything. So a lot of indicators helping you know that what's going on with being able to reset the level, with breaking connections once you start using them, that kind of a thing. So there's some more nice, great iconography going on there. And as we go through the second door, then those chevrons are working there too, and we can move on through. Look at this book on the table. What is it? The Carpenter. Alright, so we're starting to kind of get our shtick now. We're going to introduce a new mechanic. So we got doors. Now we've got ladders. And we've got our nice little introduction to the ladder mechanic. Okay.
It's like the old school YouTube or tubed TVs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Not
That's
sure,
so
like I
fun.
understand like the aesthetic so much, like I can't really pinpoint it, but it does have an aesthetic. Like it's
Yeah,
not really
yeah.
necessarily retro, but it's like I don't know. Things are worn down like you would see in real life, so they're like technology like that. So that was kind of cool. Plus, it's lighting effects, right? There's tons of lighting effects in this. Pretty neat stuff.
Yep.
So here's a fun switch up from the mechanic a little bit. So previously we've had these signs that we can move around pretty much anywhere. And now they've introduced a sign that is locked into place, so we can't actually move this one anymore. And our little tutorial is telling us about the positioning of those signs and how they can connect to things. So we can learn a couple of things just by playing around with this. So we can see, okay, we've got a half circle up here. Well, we can't connect this half circle to this down circle here. So that doesn't work. And so that kind of tells us right away that, well, okay, we've got two horizontal, two vertical. Now we can make this connection. But if we are actually trying to reenact what's going on with the video, there's a point at which we can no longer make those connections, where they've suddenly become invalid connections. So if we try to play them, those connectors don't work. That's represented by the dotted lines.
I like how when you can't connect them, the ladder kind of like shoots back into itself a little bit.
Yeah, it's got that nice...
Like a little bit of animation's kind of neat.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah, the
that's what it needs,
equivalent
like,
of the
sound effects.
door. Same thing, the door closes. Alright. Moving on through. A nice little take a break on the door panel here. Move on. Oh, beautiful background. Let's just take a minute and appreciate all that's going on in that background. We've got factory boxes with the steam. Oh, look, it's a Caleb, but they spell it with a K instead of a C. Excellent.
It's the right way to spell.
Says you.
They're like, hey, there was a quick update for Steam, and yeah, you got it.
Good, yeah, great question in the chat. Yes, if you, if just like with the doors, if you drag them through and that line becomes dotted, then it'll disconnect as well. Yep. All right. So we got a little room here. You'll notice this is one of those things I pointed out earlier, where once you drop down from here, you can't go backwards anymore. They've kind of blocked it off. You've made it to this point. So onward, as they say. Forklift. Hey, forklift beats on the back there. Some of the labels of these things are pretty great, as Wes can tell you. Now we've got a new mechanic, we'll say. So down here, we've got a flat door. We have not seen a flat door before. And up here, we've got something that very obviously looks like a key. So let's check out our tutorial in the back there. Okay, we have a new button and a new key introduced, being very closely associated to the key. Like, alright. Well, if we just decided to try E next to the door, nope, nothing happens there. Okay, let's try up next to the key. Ah, now the key is floating on our back.
As keys should.
As they do. You know, proportionally speaking, this key is like 3 feet.
That's my front door key. Same size.
Ah, look at that. Okay, so just for clarification, because you can't see what I'm doing on my keyboard, I did not actually have to push any button in order for that door to open. The very fact that I had the key immediately opened it for me, so I didn't have to do any additional interaction, which, like, they could have easily have just said, oh, you also have to push the E key to open the door since you have the key, but actually I really like that they took that away. So I'm a web developer, so when we do web development, there's if the fewest clicks possible. I saw a comment, just a casual Keyblade. Very nice. I don't know why I didn't make that joke. That would have been amazing. Good job. Good job, Joe. So there's no need for an additional click or anything. You just have the key. You made it. Door opens. Move on. It is really nice. Like, you get the sense that there's this little bit of like forward momentum really kind of pushing you through the game. It's subtle. Like, you can have those moments where you just pause and you take a look at the background. The backgrounds are nice and calm. But there's the character moves at a pretty brisk walk. So you can move through the scene pretty quickly. It's very responsive. And there's lots of that motion, like that camera. Let's just go back and enjoy that one more time, because that camera movement is so nice. So we just come through and we vroom, right through the forklift. It just feels really good to have just like that momentum. All right, next puzzle. Here we go. Ooh. Okay, we've got 4 signs. I think this is the first time we've encountered 4 signs, so things are getting a little bit more complicated here. If anything is to judge by the thing way back at the beginning, that drawing on the board, we're going to get into like 10 signs or so, and maybe 15 signs. I don't know how complicated they get. I haven't played the game all the way through from beginning to end yet, but yeah.
Really quick, I don't remember if you mentioned this or not before, but there was a sign in the background that you could preview this puzzle. You could see this puzzle in a couple screens back.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember if you said that or not.
Yeah, no, I didn't mention that. Yeah.
Which is just kind of a cool thing. It's like you can see if you pay attention, you can see future puzzles in the fore or background.
Well, actually, thinking about that, if we look in the background, we can actually see the next puzzle that we're going to be moving to, which is right up there above the crates. So very nice.
Yeah, you can. You're right.
Good point.
Good call.
Point. Fantastic. All right, let's solve some puzzles. We've got some ladders. We got some doors. Let's see if we just do something simple. Well, these two have to be connected to each other. And so I could do this flip-flop here. I think that's what they're intending to teach you how to do. Oh, they're also showing you how to drop through the dashed line floors, so you can drop down through those. So let's go ahead and connect these guys up here. There we go. Drop them through the floor. Grab our key, our keyblade, our awesome everyday keyblade. Pop open the door here. Jump up through the floor and back up, and we are on our way. Ooh, nice musical cue. Let's see, does that fade in and out? It does fade in and out a little bit. It's a nice musical cue. Okay, great. Something simple. Oh yeah, actually, I remember I struggled with this one for a hot minute when I was testing this out. Let's see here. Okay, so using our skills of deduction. Well, these guys have to connect here. That makes sense. But the tricky bit B, you might be inclined to do something akin to this. But should you find yourself doing that, it will result in this. Uh-oh. That doesn't quite work out, does it? But it's actually really nice because since this is the configuration you probably expect to find with starting this whole thing over. Oh, wow, I just totally noticed something else. I'll talk about in a second. So since this is the sort of configuration that you might expect to have somebody do, being able to teach your player how to like fail at something quickly and realize that they're on the wrong path quickly so they can come back and try again, especially at this early point in the game, is really great. So when we go in there, we're like, okay, the only door we have access to is this door. Let's move through it. Oh, and there's a wall and I can't jump up to the ladder. So it's a small room. And it immediately tells you, nope, you've done it wrong. Let's go back and try again. Now, the thing that I just noticed, which is really neat, is I just realized that this little rotating circle with the arrow, when I break the connection and restart everything, that is the spot where the character goes back. I'm not sure if that was actually in a tutorial that I just blew past without realizing it. But that's the spot, actually, that resets the game. So it just kind of keeps you in your head where I'm imagining later on in one of the larger, more complicated levels, I'm like, where am I going to warp back to once I like untangle this mess that I'm in? That's where you're going to go back to.
Wow.
Yeah, really neat. Okay, so our solution here then is let's flip the world around and cross the streams and go to victory. So now we can actually make this one go up. We can go down our ladder, through the door, and then up to the top here to grab our key and onward to victory. So it's really great because by giving you only one up and down option, you know that those two have to be connected. And now you have these other two back and forth connections. Oh, hey, COGGers! Welcome! Whoa, wow! Awesome! Sorry, I'm just taking a second to read our comment here.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
That's so cool.
Thank you so much, guys. You are fantastic. We are loving playing your game right now. It is so much fun. The design, the iconography is so great. The COGGers, guys, if you would like to throw out keys, by all means, absolutely. So keep an eye out. Might be able to grab a copy for yourself. Awesome. Welcome, guys. As we say, what was I talking about? Oh yeah. So we have our So what this level does is it gives us only one set of verticals. You know that those two have to go together, so you know that these two signs have to be stacked on top of each other in this particular way. So then you have two of the circles going one direction, two of them circles going the other direction. So we try our standard configuration. That doesn't work. It forces the player to play with the design of all of this. You have to make the only other connection that makes any sense, which is to cross the two before. Up to this point, unless you had done so accidentally, you wouldn't know that crossing was an option. And this one, you just cannot get past this until it forces you into thinking what this next step is. But it does a really good job.
And it's a really cool design because there's not like there's several iterations to it. It's a really good teaching tool. It's okay, I can't do it this way. There's only one other way to do it, and it forces you to think a little bit creatively, which is what the designers want. Go for it.
Yeah, and up to this point, they've shown you all of the tools to be able to solve this problem, and this is the first time where they're like, okay, no tutorial, no hints. This is where you get to own the solution to this problem. And from here the game gets real.
About to get real.
Oh yeah, and notice the musical cue. And I'm not kidding about this is where the game gets real. The tutorial has essentially ended. There's a couple other things coming, but like the main mechanic has been shown. You now get the musical cue. You get this white sign where once you drop below the floor, you can't go back. So it's another, you can't go back. And then to really send it home, you've got to climb up all of these stairs and then drop down another shaft. And you really just cannot go back. There are two you cannot go backs in this sign. Now, I got to show you there's just one real subtle thing. This is probably one of my favorite signs in the entire game. Is the sign is actually bent. You can see it there on the right side. And it's going to be real quick, but as I jump down, the character is actually going to slide along with the bend of the sign. Here we go. Jump, and whoo! So it actually kind of like warped right along that side of the. I love that because it's not.
That's cool.
It's not just like the two-dimensional image slapped on a bent sign. It's actually following along with that sign. It's really neat, very effective.
Oh, the polish, that's so cool.
It's very, very nice. All right, let's take a look at the background. I got some stuff in the corkboard. Oh, there's a little bit there in the back with the fan that you can see for yourself. All right. Okay. This is really good to talk about. So let's talk about this for a second. I'm gonna put this back where it started. Okay, so we have now arrived at a sign. There is no more tutorial. There's nothing telling us what to do. There's just the dashed line. We know how to drop through that. We've arrived down here, and there is this little lever, and there's this thing that we can't get over. And what we know is that, as far as we have been told, aside from like turning up into our little, dragging the sign around perspective, which I'll talk about this in just a second, aside from going into that mode, which doesn't really reveal us too much, but we'll go back to it, there's a lever, there's a thing we can't get past, jumping isn't the solution, left and right isn't the solution, going to F, which all that shows us is that there's a connection of some kind between our lever and our platform. There's only one other interaction that they have given us, and that's the E key. We use that key to pick. Keyboard key to pick up the door key. So that's the only other thing that we've got access to. So let's go ahead and try it, because what else can we do? We know that there's some kind of connection because we pushed F and there's nothing there. So let's go ahead and hit E. And so this is really nice. There's a lot of visual cues going on. So one, the lever has flipped to the other side, showing that something has been done, some interaction was successful, and now there's a dot that has shown up. And that dot shows up both on the lever, showing that there was some kind of interaction that took place, and something else that was connected to it got triggered as well. So we can see that there's this visual connection. On here, there's a visual connection, and on click, there's that visual connection letting us know that something has happened here. So again, just the iconography is really fantastic, connecting up those two things. We can jump and ride our platform on. Yeah, if you guys see anything you like, or see anything that you have questions about, or see anything that I didn't call out that you find interesting, or any observations yourself, please throw them out in the chat. Right. Moving along. There's a fan. Got some box. Ooh. Blarg. Oh, there's Wes's favorite one right there. All right. See our puzzle here. Now note, they do still have those CRT screens in the background. If you hit escape, it's always going to jump you to the nearest one, as far as I can tell. I am noticing that Scott and Wes are a little... You guys still there? Uh-oh. I might have lost Scott and Wes. I'm gonna go ahead and take a second here, see if I can... Whoa. Yep, we have definitely lost Scott and Wes. Technology. Congratulations, Tyler. Just play through it. Let us know. Let us know how it goes. Oh, I think I got you back. Can you talk, Wes? Are you there?
We're here.
I am talking.
Okay. All right.
Can you hear me okay? Right.
Yeah, we got you.
Hey,
All right,
so
cool.
Everything went so dark there for a second. I was really worried.
It's like being stuck in one of those
Thank
books from like Mist, and you open it up and there's the person there.
Yeah, that's exactly what it felt like. It was all. Yeah. Thanks for bringing me back.
Okay.
We got more keys in the chat.
Yep, new
guys.
key in the chat.
That's awesome.
All right, let's see here. So, that mechanic that they showed us in the last frame, where there was that one thing connected to another thing, they decided to really just throw it at you. There's lots of things that are connected to lots of things going on here. Now, it's a little overwhelming at first when you kind of like, oh my gosh, there's a bunch of stuff connected. But they've actually done a really great job here. They've shown you one, and now they're going to show you that there can be a bunch, but it's in a totally non-threatening environment. So we got a sign here. The sign, if you look, is bolted down. This is actually really neat, like just from an artistic perspective. So the last time we saw a couple signs that couldn't move, there was one hanging from the ceiling. There was one that had like a metal frame stuck into the wall. This one's bolted to the frames in the background. You know, they're not using the same mechanic to show you that, or the same visual indicator to show you that their sign is immovable. But they're using very sensible constructs you might see to show you that. Also, what's really fun is that they have intentionally placed the bolts on this sign in such a way that it's not blocking important pieces of information. So, so there's a bolt up here, a bolt here, a bolt here. There is not a bolt right here, which would actually visually interrupt what's going on with this lever. So, well done, guys. Like, that's really
smart.
Very well thought through.
It's really cool.
Now, in terms of how this particular sign plays out, very straightforward. So let's just walk over here. Okay, we know from our little menu here. yeah, Todd saw it. We click on this guy, and that starts opening this. Did you notice that? Something is actually different about how this interaction works. So whereas the other one, which was a lever, that caused our little guy to go up and down, back and forth permanently, this one was a one and done. We triggered it, it moved all the way open, and then stopped. And then this one, we trigger it, and it moves all the way closed again. And it has that dot that shows up while it's in action. And then once it's done, the dots go away. So you can see that there's that level of interaction, slightly different, but still those visual cues are similar, but different enough to show you there's something else going on. So we open this one up, we can go over here, we can see this one opens up our big one. So far, we've actually had a very linear level. There was this one, which opened up, and then there was this one, which opened up our next passageway. So we haven't had to make any choices at all so far. So we go down, okay, now we're stuck down here. If you run, you still might be able to crush yourself. That makes me... I'm tempted to actually try that now. I can't, though, because there's no respawn in this room. So, onward. So we flip this lever. This is the only thing we can do now. Okay. So now we've seen some variation, and now we've gone back to seeing it before. Okay. So what it looks like, if you're observing our situation well here, is we see that the levers... those are the permanent on-off. Like, if you turn it on, it's going to keep rotating through. The other ones that kind of look like a USB key, those ones, you flip those on, they run once, and then they're done. So we've got a little bit of variation. That's become really important in the next level that we do. Let's wait for our platform. Okay, we can jump up to this platform, but can't quite make it over there. Actually, I almost wonder if I can. Oh, I totally can. All right, well, let's just say you couldn't quite make it. And we've got this one over here. That's going to do this where it opens this up. Now, note, this is one of those permanently on things, and so it's going to open and close. All right, so this gives us a nice play space that's non-threatening. We don't have to do any puzzle solving, very linear, but it forces us to actually consider all of the different design elements, all working together to give us a full understanding of the kind of mechanic that they're now about to ask us to actually solve problems with. It's actually really nice because what we've seen is we've seen those screens showing us the buttons. And that's a big question. Like, okay, if you don't tell me what button to push, I'm just not going to know what button to push unless I'm just like mashing buttons to try and find out what does stuff. But it might always leave you guessing like what button did what thing. So they showed us visually which buttons were which. But now that we know what all of the buttons are, that level didn't tell us anything about buttons. That level in of itself was just introducing a concept for us and forcing us to learn how to use it without having any other instruction besides the level design itself, which is really, really excellent level design. It's a level that's showing you how to play the game. I have heard it said once before that this game is a little bit like Portal in that sense. Portal is a really great game that does this very thing, where it shows you how to play the game just by building levels that are teaching you how to play the game. And so this is pulling from a lot of that same rich heritage of excellently designed levels. All right, so we've got ladders, we've got platforms. Oh, wait, we've got a couple of visual indicators. There's some signs. Okay, we're dealing with more than one sign. Oh, there's also our puzzle sticky note. Excellent. We know we need to go into our F mode to take a look here. Okay, we've got some stuff going on here. So let's try our basic configuration again. So if we look down at our signs, we have the lever and the on switch, the one shot. And let's just connect these guys up. We got a little graphics for the ladders connecting. Cool. All right, let's just see what we've got. All right, so let's go down our ladder. Flip the switch. Oh, that was the wrong button. Flip the switch. Okay, this one goes up and down. Great, fantastic. Let's go down and hit our next one. Turn it on. And whoops. Well, that's not gonna work out, is it? Huh.
You messed up.
You failed.
For the first time. Starting to stump you.
But what we need to do is just
if only there was something we learned earlier.
Yes. Well said, Scott. If only there was something we learned earlier that might provide some insight. So the last time that they really forced us to think through some things and connect some dots, haha. Well, let's break the chain here and let's reset. So again, oh, okay. Insight from Scoopmarts about the level with the restart. Could have died. Cool. All right. So here we go. So we've tried this configuration going, up and down. So the only other thing that we've got is crossing. Let's try that.
In some instances, I actually kind of like that because you could get to a point where you could, go down the rabbit hole for a while and realize that, oh crap, now I'm really stuck.
Right.
Yes. Absolutely.
And try to have to rethink what am I going to do next, and you have no other choice but to do the reset button. Or it could be like a false positive, right? Where you think you're stuck but you're not really. So it's it's about kind of thinking about how to create those types of experiences and working backwards to create these puzzles, which I think is really interesting for game designs. Like, how do you do that? Like, how do you create an experience where you get them just thinking just enough to like figure out how to solve the puzzle, but maybe it's like obviously not the way they anticipated, but like with a little bit more of a twist.
So a couple things I just discovered. When you jump underneath of a ladder, it automatically grabs you onto it. Like, I don't have to push the up arrow. Just space, jump, and it grabs, and you're immediately connected to it. That's nice. Hadn't realized that before. Now, what I tried to do here is I went down here, and I activated this guy, but then that made it so I couldn't get past. So I just have to do it in reverse.
If you think about it, the obvious first ladder to go down is the one
this
that
one
you're nearest.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So it's a beautiful little trick to get you to think, and to kind of like walk you into that first stumble. Right? It's beautiful.
Yeah,
it's nice.
Really great.
Nicely done, guys. If you're still listening, nicely done, guys.
Oh, check out this box back here. If you hadn't seen it yet,
it's great.
Oh, here we go. Some little graffiti. Oh boy. There are things in this room that we have never seen before. What is going on? Okay. So, we have a couple of things going on here. One of them looks like a saw blade. If you have ever seen a saw blade, you will probably be able to identify that as a saw blade. The other thing, you probably, if you have ever seen an elevator, will be able to identify as an elevator. Let's investigate the saw blade first. Ooh! Let's see that again. Ooh! One more time, just so we can appreciate that. That splat, man. One more. Okay, just one more time.
You're having fun with that.
Yeah. But it's a nice graphic. This is something, unless of course you were astute enough to have successfully crushed yourself in the other room, then this is the first time that you really could potentially run into something that would have that effect, which is.
And I also love how it's your choice to do so. That's what's really cool. It's like if you want to do it, it's your choice to do so.
Yeah.
This reminds me of Super Meat Boy, where you just had a bunch of saw blades, and the whole point was just to get mashed to meat piles.
Yes.
Although, to our viewers, we do not condone playing with saw blades.
No.
Being a Super Meat Boy is perfectly fine.
All right, so our next thing is the elevator. Well, the elevator has got
another steam key.
Oh, yep. The elevator's got up and down arrows, so pretty much let's just try. I mean, jumping doesn't do anything. Left and right doesn't do anything. Our E key doesn't do anything. Going to F doesn't do anything. All right, well, let's just try up. Ooh. That works just fine. Here we go.
I like seeing a bit of the lag of you like jumping around in this little tiny box.
I know.
Like a madman.
I know.
Well, I've managed to get myself caught too, where I have gotten out of the elevator, and the elevator is above me, and I can't do anything about it. Well,
I wonder what that saw blade is for.
So that's why they invented the saw blade.
That's why the saw blade's here. It's like we really can.
It's a dangerous reset button.
It's a dangerous reset button. So there we go. All right, level has reset. All right, that's taught us a couple of good things.
When I'm running late for work, I run for the saw blade.
Oh yeah.
Gotta try it again.
If I leave the door and I'm like 5 minutes where I'm going to be late for my meeting, and I forgot to brush the left side of my teeth, I just run into the nearest saw blade to reset myself. Works every time.
I've done that at work. It's like, oh, I missed the elevator. I gotta get the saw blade.
All right.
Well,
so
that was the thing too. Is like this. So I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to the background. I think I remember at one time. I could be entirely wrong, but I think they're kind of painting, even if it's a mild one, like a story. So like at the beginning, you see like Japanese text on a fire extinguisher, and then like of course the butts and Blarg Entertainment boxes. Like I think that's like English. So I kind of imagine this like a Japanese or Chinese like workshop. So I kind of wonder if like this is kind of like a homage to some sort of, I don't know, like somebody like daydreaming like what they would do from sign to sign and just how they would move about their day. I don't know, but
all right, we have found ourselves in quite the complex situation now.
Ooh, getting real now.
Yeah, getting real. Got some big things going on here. So, all right, I think I've got a start. Yeah, so the previous room had taught us that we can now call elevators with a button. That's a thing that we can do now. Oh, here we go. This is a new mechanic. Whoops. But microphone. So now we can see that there can be stops. So that can not just be all the way to the top, all the way to the bottom, but we can have different stops along the way as well.
Cool.
So let's go ahead and flip our switch. First try. That's my Lego Batman impersonation there. I'm just kind of enjoying the background as I'm moving through it. All right.
Skookum Arts, yes, there is a story slowly being told throughout the background as you play.
Oh, I love it so much.
It's all very subtle, though.
I absolutely love it.
And
About
it's about
OSHA.
Butts.
It is.
It's about OSHA.
It's butts out. Never mind.
Butts OSHA?
Butts about OSHA. I don't know. I was trying something. I was really digging.
I really like this. I'm playing around with the signs a little bit, and I'm having fun kind of enjoying the way the interactions work here with the... Oh, I've got a visitor. Give me just a second. Hi, Eleanor. Yes, Daddy's sending beans still. I love you.
Playing video games. It's very important.
Yes.
I'm having fun playing video games with some friends. Can you go to bed?
I don't want.
Well, I love you. I gotta play some games, alright? Alright. That was my daughter, whom I love very much.
He's like, you're having fun. I know it. I can smell it.
What I was saying earlier is I was kind of enjoying the signage. When you click on it to pick it up, it gets that nice shadow going, and it actually is boxed in by the terrain here. So we got this pipe that kind of locks in, keeping the live in the live
That's
stream.
cool.
Yeah, so it actually is framed by like these pipes, that broom. It even slides horizontally or diagonally along that broom, the pipes, all of that. It's a really nice way to just kind of like naturally box in the signs. It's really cool. Let's see. So we've got a key there. Got an up. Okay, so these two probably need to go together. Okay, so something else I'm noticing in the iconography is that there are these double chevrons here pointing to this ladder, which I believe are telling us that is where we need to go to exit the level. So this is our exit. And we have this this black door here with the respawn location. That's where we came in from. Just a couple things to kind of frame our position in the universe. So, let's see. Probably not that one. Okay, feeling good about that.
See.
Tricky.
Tricky. What happened to that first try attitude?
Yeah, no kidding. Oh, let's see.
So this is the first one to really kind of make you think.
This is, yeah, I mean, they've thrown at us, let's see, 6 signs. So I think this is our first time with 6 signs. And there is a little bit more complexity going on here, so I got to think about it a little bit more.
So,
Can-
is the exit door the one with the stripes on it? I haven't been paying attention.
Oh! I think possibly... Oh. Okay. Yeah. I think this is it.
Yeah.
This little box here is making me hesitant, but the worst that can happen is it doesn't work.
Well, the worst thing that could happen is the saw blade, but hey, we don't have that. So I think we're doing pretty good.
No, but we've already established the
Are
saw
there-
blades are good, right?
They are.
So,
Indeed.
are there 2 exits in this one?
I don't believe so. Oh, foiled. That got me. All right. Let's try that again. Let's just break up our word. All right. Back to the drawing board. Or the signage board? Or the... I'm not sure. I think about it for a second.
The pedestrian board.
The pedestrian board. Well, you can't be bored playing the pedestrian, though.
Actually, don't go back to the drawing board. We saw that was all the way at the very beginning of the game.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Good point. Okay,
So that stripe thing is not a door. Your exit's definitely the ladder.
the
that
exit
stripe
is
thing is
definitely
just
better. Yeah, that's just
Yeah.
you're
Yeah,
talking
that's
about this guy,
just
yeah.
a box or something.
Yeah, that's just a platform on which you can climb.
Back to the lines.
Yes. Okay, so maybe we're at the bottom, and let's see. Can we? How can we? Okay, this is interesting. We could connect here. And here, which could lead us up to get the key, which is kind of a fun adventure. And then we could take it all the way back. Hey! I might have something here. Let's
Okay.
try it. Alright. Wait. Nope.
I
Because
think
you've got to get the key first.
The one frustrating thing must be for like the original developers to go in and be like, "Oh my god, like you guys are so close,"
I know, right? Yeah.
but you can't be like, "Okay, so it's no, you got to go here." I can't imagine, especially if you like solve them a bunch of times to like.
Mhm. Yeah,
Right.
yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm sure that they watched so many people doing all of these. Let's see. So before
Alright,
going
so-
there, we need the key.
Looking at that thing. So just looking at the progression, the door is. No, never mind. I was gonna say the door comes first and then the switch, but that's not necessarily true. Cringe.
Okay, hold up. Hold
You
up.
guys could just be like, oh, so dumb. So dumb. So easy. You're doing great. So now I feel like a turd. Caleb,
Okay.
I believe in you. You
See,
should
I
move
think
the cards over there and connect the dots and make lines and stuff.
I think I actually have something here. I just need to kind of make room for it all. Let's go over this way.
It's
I guess that's
also
the key.
not easy to play a puzzle game and be mindful of
Yeah.
a live stream crowd.
That's true.
I
That's
think-
true.
I think I
It's not the
remember
same.
this-
It's not the same.
This one, I think I got stuck on as well when I was playing with the guys. And
I'm feeling
yeah,
confident
I
about
think
this one.
I don't know if I ever passed this one because I was playing a lot of different games at Prototype and Play, and I was just like, I got some other ones to get to, but yeah, this one I think definitely like you just have to keep.
I'm feeling pretty confident.
Well,
Oh yeah, we got
Caleb's
this.
figuring this out.
We got
Caleb's
this.
figuring this out. We've got another Steam key.
Oh, Steam key. Victory.
Nice.
Sit here and take a moment to appreciate these pipes.
Oh yeah.
I was
high
just checking
quality
something in the
pipes.
background. Here we go. Oh, nice. Okay, this is actually I'm going to call this out. This is really nice. So we just went through what was a challenging puzzle that was really combining all of the things we've learned at the same time. We got keys and levers and crossing and all of this stuff. So we finished that level, and we have been brought up here to a picturesque static sign level, no puzzle, nothing to solve. It's this their nice music track in the background. We've got some shafts of light. We've got a nice background that we can kind of look at and be like, oh, okay, we did it.
And you can see, if you look, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 previous puzzles.
Very nice.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm kind of guessing. I can't see too easily, but that's really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. So you not only get to see your progress, but it gets you a moment of rest. Very, very cool. Love that.
Nice job, guys.
We'll move along through our open door. Oh, do you see that transition? That was nice. Let's slide through this open door here. Got some leaves. Oh, there's that dripping pipe. There's the pedestrian sign that we saw way back at the very beginning. Oh, and I just noticed, Hypo's liquid sound. And then we come back through. We can see on the right there is one of the earlier puzzles, and we're coming back through a cut in the fence. Yeah, the way that this world is interacted together is really, really cool.
And those open doors and those boxes and the truck park right next to those are such bad OSHA violations. It's just really bad.
Oh, the
And who left the doors open? There's no people working there.
So was that car there before, or did I just?
Yeah, because that was the pipe. Like if you look here,
Oh yeah.
there's
yeah.
the dripping pipe that I commented
that's
on
right.
back when we were looking at the pedestrian sign. Okay, so this is actually new for me because I don't believe I have done any levels that contain whatever this is right here. So here we go. And I super just want to play whatever that Game Boy thing's doing because that looks awesome. Okay, so here we are. We've got, it looks like a door with some kind of electronic connection. Well, we now have a battery pack. And can't do anything with the door, so we got the battery pack, and okay, that's what the post-it says. Get the battery, go through the hole in the ground. So, oh no, we do! Oh, this is amazing! Okay, I feel really good about this. Okay, so okay, we can't actually go through anything. But the fact that it transitioned unexpectedly for me anyway into the Game Boy, a lot of fun there. And
So cool.
what do we do?
Holy moly.
It says put it in the hole. Oh! Got it. Okay. Does it matter where we connect it? We can connect it to any of them, including the one on the top. Okay. We can see that opens the door there. We got a nice visual cue there too, so it glows green, and we see the green dot up at the top where it's connecting to the opening door.
Very cool.
Okay. So we'll move on up. Game Boy. Here.
I mean, it's a nice like flash of screen too, like an old LED or else was it LCD
Oh.
screen? But
Okay, so that's what's okay. We got to do this again. Oh, we can't do it again. Okay, so you all saw it. You
You had
watched
your
it with
chance.
me. I had my one chance. So you all saw it. So we hit that button, and something real happened in the world. Which, I mean, technically that's what just happened with the Game Boy too, but it was more subtle. This was we switched a switch, and the door opened, and the world actually, like, this is the first time that a big world-changing event just took place. That was actually really cool. I super enjoyed that because
That is cool.
It
That
just-
is really cool, yeah.
it just took everything and flipped it upside down. I am super excited about it. Okay, well, let's find out what else we can do. Okay, so now we're here. We have an open door down. Oh yeah, I know what this is going to teach us. Maybe. Yes. Okay. I was hoping that was going to be. Okay, we're going down the elevator, but it closed the door underneath, and I think that's a mechanic we're going to see coming back. Is that we might be able to push a switch and open one set of doors, but it closes another set of doors. So I think that's probably something we're going to start seeing a little bit more of. Ooh, note that musical cue. Feel that a little
this
bit more
mean-
intense.
does this mean that in the real world, pedestrian signs will control us?
Yeah, maybe.
All right, so we are coming up
was,
on 9 o'clock.
We are. And your camera also died.
Oh, it totally did.
Look, I'm telling you, man, it's the pedestrians turning on and off those switches.
Yeah,
I don't know if we have much more
exactly.
time before they start
Hold that-
controlling our real world. This is
Do
getting
you
kind of
have a
scary.
Game Boy? Do you happen to have a Game Boy hooked up to the battery pack of your camera?
You just see this little guy behind there, like, slowly pulling out the battery.
All right, so yes, I'm using my camera, my DSLR to film this. My battery pack died, so it's gone. Oh well. I have a thing on order where it will actually let me plug it straight into the wall, so that won't happen again. You know,
This is real.
this is real.
It's not like
This
a,
is really
Yeah, you're
happening.
right.
Okay,
like a.
so
That's pretty good.
we shall not play anymore, but I want to end with one more great animation because it's so much fun to watch getting zapped by a lizard. I actually didn't know that was going to happen, but I assumed it would. Okay, well, that is our Let's Play of The Pedestrian. Guys, did you have fun? I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, this
This
is
was
a
great
cool game.
fun.
I mean, you
This-
definitely got into. I mean, I haven't gotten to this point yet, just because I haven't gone all the way through. Yeah, tisk on me. But now that I kind of looked through this, I'm like, holy cow! The fact that they've, I don't know, just put more. I think the big thing I like is it's a gradual ascend into different types of building of puzzles. I like that in puzzle games, right? Like you know, you're not just throwing everything at once, and then you go from like 1 to 10. So I think the progression is pretty good. Not only that, but like level progression and what you can do in each puzzle. So yeah, I mean, I'm just kind of excited to see what else you can do with like a mixture between new puzzle types like this, or mainly just like what you can do with the environment is pretty cool. So yeah, I think I'm excited to. I'll have to, have to go through all of this. So
And they've done such a good job on
really have.
getting that right balance of teaching you how to play and also the difficulty and creativity of a puzzle game. And that's,
What?
again, kudos to them. They did a fantastic job.
I just found secrets. Oh my gosh. Well, there you go. I saw the little subtle outline of a ladder, and I was like, is that a thing? Very nicely done, guys. I love looking for stuff like that. So, I'll come back to that. Very, very cool.
sweet. So there's Easter eggs in this. Like
There are little hidden guys.
Yeah.
Now I need to go back and comb every level I've done so far and see if there are any more. Very, very cool. All right, so let's do this real quick. Transition. Oh, that didn't work. Scott's up there somewhere.
Did you say Scott's up there somewhere or God's up there somewhere?
Scott's up there somewhere. We can talk about the other one sometime. Yeah, you'll see it on the stream now as the had to adjust for differences and anyway. So yeah, that was our evening with the Pedestrian. Any closing thoughts, guys? Anything to I gotta say my don't forget to if you want to like the video, sure, whatever, that's fine. Really, what we would love is if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. We would love to get to 100 so that we can update our URL. Yeah, over there. So we can update our
Point down,
URL
Wes.
to the COGG.
You're right
That'd be
above
fun.
it, Wes. Point down.
This?
Yeah, but any other closing thoughts, guys?
No,
Nope, I think that-
overall.
I think this turned out really well once we finally got the technical things done. I think the biggest thing is like, this is a lot of fun for us to be able to do this kind of stuff. And we just want to know your thoughts. Like, how did we do? Like, and how things are going. Like, are there games that you guys want to play? We just came up with a couple of them. I mean, I know that between the three of us, we have a lot of games. So if there's something you want to play, or if you want to do this, like, let us know. We're still playing around with the concepts. It's still up in the air. We're kind of like, just seeing how things go. So let us know your thoughts. Like, we're here for you guys. So if you have games that you want to play, or if you have thoughts about how we can improve, like our streams or whatnot, of course, obviously, we're going to do better as we get through. So thank you for bearing with us in the meantime. Mm-hmm. And just let us know your thoughts and comments either in Discord. Or you can even let us know in the chat channel or even in the comments in the video. That helps us out a lot. And then we'll adapt, right? So should be a lot of fun. And thanks Skookum guys for making such a cool game and being such cool developers. Absolutely. And if you want to check out their game, you can check out their channel. Let me see if I can. Okay. So it should be pretty. Skookum-arts.com. So I'll put that there.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it was an absolute pleasure playing through this game and talking about it, and just had so much fun. It was really, really excellent to talk about.
A lot of fun. Cool, guys.
Alrighty.
awesome.
Well, that is all from the the COGG remote studio for now.
All right.
We'll
Have a great night, guys.
sign out.
Yeah, we need to come up with a good outro. Yeah, like
Right.
catchphrase. We gotta have a catchphrase now.
Yeah,
right?
like a don't forget to be awesome. kind of
Yeah,
phrase.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
We just scream at the top
Well,
of
you
our
know-
lungs like Jacksepticeye.
All
Once
right,
your
that's our
ears
mission,
bleeding, you
guys.
know
We'll
it's
come up with
done.
one.
Yeah, we'll come up with one. And if you have any ideas, please let us know. We would love to hear your ideas. All right. Have an excellent
right.
weekend, y'all. Night.
All right.
Hey,
We'll see
call
you
your
guys.
mothers.
Yes, call your
Call your
mothers.
mom.
Absolutely. Do that.
Tell
All
her
right.
you love her.
All right. See
See
y'all.
you guys later. Miss you guys.
All right.